you kind of took the industry by surprise because it was mostly dominated by men. We see people like Chef One, but you were young and a female, you're in your 20s, and people thought you didn't quote unquote fit the celebrity chef mold. I mean, what were some of the challenges that you faced and how did you break through that?
Well, yes. So when I started, there was a lot of, comments like, you're not, she's too young to be teaching people to cook. Our audience are mostly housewives and they know how to cook. Why would they learn from this girl? So I had a lot of that, and of course, like, oh, she's a woman. It's harder to sell women because most of them who are established are men. And I remember, I was very young. I was 21 years old. I had experience, and although I was working for about slightly more than a year, I was in like international competitions, and I've had to come up with dishes that are of international standards, from start to finish, from prepping to plating and everything. And those were the skills that I had that most housewives who are able to cook delicious food did not have. So I remember I told everyone, this is what I wanted to share. I wanted to share to people that if you feel like having, like a classical French food or, Italian food or any Western dishes, you don't have to necessarily eat out. I can teach you how to do that. I will not. In the beginning, I remember I did not want to focus so much on local food because I knew that, okay, my audience might be housewives and stuff who are used to cooking local food. So I told the producers, I wanted to show something that something simple like, cream of mushroom soup. Back then, people were having the canned cream of mushroom soup. And I'm like, no, I'm going to show you how to make cream of mushroom soup from scratch. And this was in 2007. So I did. I couldn't really overcome all those, not couldn't, I didn't really, fight them with whatever comments they had about me, about me being a woman, about me being young, because there's no point of like fighting with them, of like trying to tell them, hey, listen, I can do this, I can do that. But I just told my producer, I'm like, don't worry, I know what I want to teach them. And even if it doesn't work out, I'd be happy that I'm able to teach them something that I feel like no one's ever taught them before. So yeah, I basically dealt with it by giving my best to the show.
Wow. 21, I wouldn't say it's I think 21 years old now, they are pretty mature. But we see the rise of like content creators, there's also a lot of like, online like harsh comments. And for you to be able to tell yourself at 21 that I'm just gonna do my best and show you what I've got. Not to say prove to them, but to bring the best recipe and show you and calming yourself down. I think that's just so powerful.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, there were tears and stuff. I mean, it's tough, especially when you feel like being okay. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you right now. Being on TV and coming up, like being on TV and coming up with content online is two completely different things. When you are on TV, you are, people tell you are selected, but you're happy. Like I remember being extremely happy. I'm selected, out of everyone in Malaysia, I'm the only one who's selected to be on TV. And back then we did not have content creator. It was all like, people know you if you're on TV. But being selected as well, it's not like, oh, you're selected, well done, amazing things. No, you will have to face a lot of people who would tell you, how to improve yourself, how to become more sellable. And it wasn't easy on me because some of the comments I felt was harsh, and I felt like I had no control over. Like, I was told that I'm not Malay enough. I was told that it's hard to sell me because I'm a woman. I was told that it's hard to sell me because I'm not married. Therefore, I do not have the maternal instinct to be teaching people how to cook. Those are the things that I remember it got to me, and I remember it was really, really hard for me to accept those comments because there was nothing I can do about it to change. I wasn't going to get married just so that people think, I can teach better if I'm married. There's nothing I can do about my gender, or nothing I can do about my looks. If I don't look 100% Malay, I don't look 100% Malay, But I remember, just thinking like, I had to go through all of this because I had to toughen myself up. Because if I wanted to go far, there was a lot more things that will be thrown at me. And true enough, when social media blew up, people felt like they have the rights to say anything they want about you, and they did. But I remember at that point, I was already quite immune, I would say, to negative comments. I mean, I take whatever I can. If it's constructive criticism, I will take it, and I would use it to be better. Because in the end, my work, I wouldn't say like, oh, I am seeking acceptance from everyone. It's not that. But my job is that I am providing my services to people. And if they have, feedbacks and everything, I should listen to them so that I can provide better service. But those that, give out comments, nasty comments, that doesn't make sense, I block them out. And I've had experience in blocking them out because, I had to go through that when I started my career as a TV chef.